In this video, we're going to have a look at how to upload a PDF so it's editable, and then assign this to students so that they can complete this online. So to start off, go to canva.com and then select upload. Here, upload your file. Once it's uploaded, let's open this up, and then you'll see that at this point you can either get rid of features altogether by selecting and deleting, or you can even double click onto text and add what you want. But for this example, we're going to keep everything as it is. So we need to select everything so that students can't move them or delete them. So you can press Ctrl A or select everything like I just did, and then press lock. Once you've done that for both pages, you can then share this with your colleagues by going to share and then add people, and then type in their name, give them editing access or view access, and then press share. Now, to assign this to your students, go over to the assign button, then here drop down to assign in Google Classroom. Press continue, and then this box will always pop up. And then here add your classroom details. This will be what appears on your Google Classroom. So add your instructions, select your class and the date. You'll notice here that there isn't a time, so you'll have to change that manually in Google Classroom, and then points if there are any points. Assign in Google Classroom, and then here you can view in Google Classroom, so press on this button. And then you can see here that the time is 3 AM. So we'll go over and press edit and then manually adjust that now. So to find out where this exists now in Canva, you can go to classwork, or again, you can go over to the left-hand side and scroll down to classroom, which will be here under home. So here you'll have your assignments, and you can just click on this assignment and it will take you to all of your assignments, or to review as well. So if we click here, we'll notice that this is empty. No one has opened this assignment yet on Google Classroom. But let's now look at this from the student's point of view. So back in Google Classroom, you'll see that this student can see the assignment as they normally do. They'll click onto this option just here. So this is what the students will see. You'll notice that they cannot remove things because they're locked. And what they can do on the side now is go over to tools and then select pen tool. That first one there, they can change the color and even the thickness of the tool. They can then write as much as they want on the sheet. And they can write here by either zooming in and then writing, or if they feel more comfortable, they can also use the text tool on the side by adding a text box. This does help those students who don't have touchscreen devices. And they can also go back to the tools and back to pen. They also have an eraser as well. At any point, if they make a mistake, they can also go to undo. And once they're happy with this, they can go to submit to Google Classroom, select submit. And then at any point, they can also unsubmit. So you'll see in this example, this person has not completed page 2, so they might want to unsubmit, and they can unsubmit, and you'll notice how the tools will reappear. And once they submit again, those tools on the side here will disappear, so they cannot edit. They can then view this on Google Classroom. So back now in the teacher's assignment area, we can go to review, and we notice that we have our students who have submitted their work. So we're going to click on each one. So let's click on the first one. We can see here that the students made some attempt. If we click on the page just here, this will then open up, giving us our tools. We can then mark work as we normally would do with a marker, and then give them their feedback on the side here, or write directly on the page. And then once we're happy with that, we can either mark as done if we don't want them to do anything more, or in this situation, the student does need to do this again. So ask for resubmission allows them to unsubmit, gives them time now to submit again. We can then see view other submissions. So we click on this button at the bottom here, and then we then go to the next student. And then we can mark these ones in the exact same way. And once we're happy with that, we can mark it, leave some feedback, and then mark as done. If you go back to view other submissions, you can see the ones that are done already and your assignments if you've got more than one assignment happening at the same time. So very quickly, this is what the student will see once you leave your feedback. They will have the feedback here at the top and then an option to message you back and resubmit, but also edit their own work. If they haven't read this comment and they click here by accident, they can just press refresh and then it will reappear. But once they're happy, they can then edit and then resubmit to Google Classroom like this. So one thing that is very annoying about Canva in this scenario is the fact that when you do have a student submit their assignment, you get an email like this every single time. So the way to solve this is, unfortunately, as it's an organizational setting, we cannot change this at the moment, but you can create a simple filter in your email. So the first thing you do is copy this here where it says Canva, no reply. And then at the top here, you go over to show search options, and then where it says from, paste that into here. And you'll notice that this has said that it's ready for review. So has Word is ready for review. You can check that to make sure it's ready for review. And then that has the words ready for review. And then what you do is say create filter. And then what you would do then is skip the inbox. You would then apply to a label. If you do want to see it, you can do. Click this label and then a new label. Let's call this one Canva, and then press create. And then this would now bypass and go into there. So you can also mark it as red if you want to as well, so that you don't have any extra in your inbox. Once you've done those two things, everything else should be fine as well. Press create filter. And what will happen then is that all these emails will not interrupt your main inbox and go into your labeled filtered Canva inbox. So hopefully this has been a useful video for you and a very interesting and simple way for you to digitize your worksheets from White Rose Maths or anything else, and then give students feedback online. If it's interesting, give it a go and let me know how you get on.